What's going on, everybody? Three things that I'm going to talk about in this video. One, school closure. Two, distance learning. And three, an example of the quarantine journal that I'm also keeping myself. Use the description below to skip through any parts of the video that you don't want to watch. Just like the last one, I'll start putting in timestamps so you can jump ahead in case there's something that doesn't pertain to you. If you haven't heard, SFUSD amongst 6 other Bay Area counties have decided to extend the school closure through May 1st, 2020, effective today. The other 6 Bay Area counties that are affected are Alameda, Contra Costa, Marin, SF, San Mateo, and Santa Clara. Okay, so this is a timeline of the SFUSD continuity of learning that I've shared with some of you in the videos over the past couple days. And so currently we're in phase 2, and right now it's still the optional activities and independent activities for students to complete at home. Moving into phase 3 by April 13th. So this is when distance learning and teacher-led online classes they're still not going to be required for students to participate in. Right here, week of April 6th, this is the third phase. During this week, if SFUSD is still closed, teachers are designing lessons that will facilitate with students starting the week of April 13th. So it's strongly recommended by teachers that they create daily lessons for 6 weeks, or at least 3 weeks from April 13th to May 1st. That's roughly about 3 weeks. I believe this philosophy also applies to you completing work in an optional, timely fashion, much like phase 1 up here where it says activities for students to do independently at home. According to the guidelines and protocol of the continuity of learning, teachers aren't allowed to require assignments during this time. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to change at all. I feel like it is going to, especially after April 13th. So the reason that I don't believe that school is going to resume by May 1st is when I look at a lot of colleges and universities, and if any of you have older siblings that are in college right now, you may have noticed that they've come home. I'm not sure how many college campuses have closed down across the state, maybe across the nation, but even my cousin that goes to school in New York, their school is shut down and they've already transitioned to online classes. Around March 16th, prior to Gavin Newsom announcing the statewide shutdown, colleges within the area, USF, SF State, San Jose State, already closed their campuses, transitioned to online classes immediately. And so I feel like that is probably the next phase for public schools across the state of California. Not saying that it's going to look exactly the same, where we're all just going to be on Zoom or Google Hangouts every single day, but I will say that it is pretty difficult for a teacher to transition their entire classroom into an online setting. It takes more than a year to even have a polished version of what you want online and also how to teach online. So right now it's really difficult for us to figure out how can we replicate your classroom experience and replace direct instruction with video calls. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is my example of keeping the quarantine journal. I'll link this in the description below. So this is the blog that I have, and right under here is my first shelter-in-place log, which I just posted yesterday. I've actually written a few already, I just never really did anything with them. And so if you click on this link or click on the link in the description, you can read through the blog that I post or the journal that I'm keeping, and this is my first log. I particularly just started writing. I didn't really think of a prompt. I just wanted to write about what was going on and what I was experiencing from the first couple weeks prior to the school closure all the way until more or less today or a couple days ago, really, not knowing what the outcome of the situation was going to be.